Today's program is sponsored by the Anthony Vincent Salon. Say hello to beautiful.
You're listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not. Get into the loop with us. I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise. And we're your radio gateway to what's trending with beauty, fashion, health, wellness, and sex.
Mostly sex.
Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place. Go right to our website, anthonyvincentsalon.com. Click away and listen today.
You'll be glad you did.
Oh, yes, you will be.
Happy Independence Day.
Well, happy Independence Day to you, too.
Today is the 4th of July.
Today it is. And it's a federal holiday in the United States commemorating the adoption of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, declaring independence from Great Britain.
Mm-hmm. And today, it's commonly associated with fireworks, parades, barbecues,
yummy
carnivals.
Barbecues.
Yes, I'm actually having a barbecue tomorrow.
Are you?
Yes, I am. And,
very cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's fairs, there's picnics, there's concerts, baseball games, family reunions, all kinds of great things that go on this day. And Independence Day is the National Day of the United States.
Yes, it is. But you know what's even going to be much more fun than that?
What's that?
Tomorrow during your barbecue, to celebrate the 4th of July, you can also celebrate the debut of the bikini. Because in 1946, on July 5th, that's when the bikini debuts. So that's amazing. Because tomorrow at your party, at your Independence Day party, it can be all bikinis.
I love bikinis.
I know you do. That's why I just thought I would put that out there.
3, 2, 1.
You know, as you said, July 5th, 1946, this French designer, Louis Réard, he unveiled a daring two-piece swimsuit at a popular swimming pool in Paris.
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm. This Parisian showgirl, Micheline Bernardini, she modeled this new fashion, and it was dubbed the bikini, inspired by newsmaking U.S. atomic tests that took place right off the Bikini Islands over in the Pacific Ocean. That was earlier that week.
Yes. Yeah. It's amazing the things that you know.
With your help, of course.
But I mean, I just figure it. I mean, think about this. You are so knowledgeable about the bikini.
Well, you know, when that thing debuted, he got this Parisian showgirl.
Were you excited? Were you there?
I was not, only in spirit. And, you know, she was she was a showgirl, like a burlesque dancer. So
yes.
She had no problem at all being practically naked in front of people. And
I'm sure the men were thrilled.
As you know, the bikini was very popular with the men. And the guy, Réard, he received well over 50,000 fan letters.
Wow.
After that bikini.
I'm sure plenty of women were not so thrilled.
Well, I don't know. I go to the beach and I see women in bikinis who really should not be wearing them.
Oh, I'm sure. I see plenty too.
I got to tell you a funny story.
Okay.
And this is a true story. I was at a barbecue, and I was fortunate to get invited to this barbecue, and it was the owner of Conair.
Oh,
Conair
right.
Corporation.
Yes.
And he has a magnificent home on the Long Island Sound there, and it was a pool party, 4th of July, and Anna Nicole Smith was there.
Oh, really?
Yep. Phil Rizzuto from the Yankees was there. Yogi Berra was there. I can't believe I was sitting at a table with all these people, but
very cool.
But
you must have had a fabulous time.
It was a great time. And I saw this woman walking, and she had on a little yellow bikini with one of those like a white sheer see-through thing over top. Mm-hmm. And she was holding a martini glass, and she was sashaying down the pool. And I was looking, and I said to myself, man, that girl's got a great body. Well, she turned around, very attractive blonde. She was 65 years old.
Wow.
Marge, you looked fabulous. And last but not least, the debut of the American Top 40 radio show premiered 1970.
And here we go. It was with Casey Kasem, and it went from 1970 to 1988. And that was known as the Casey Kasem era. And that's when top 40 hits that were most played from the Atlantic to Pacific, from Canada to Mexico. And it was Casey Kasem in Hollywood. And we had him for 3 hours long going over the most popular hits. I loved him.
Very
loved
cool.
his voice. Just loved everything about him. I thought he was awesome. Didn't you love him?
I do. He's still on.
He's amazing. His voice.
Yeah.
He was just incredible.
he
And then
knew
the
his stuff.
music. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Casey Kasem. Definitely a tribute to him.
Yes, you pointed out, or I pointed out, that he's still on, but you didn't tell me that he died a couple of years ago.
But he is still on.
Yeah, he is still on.
They still run everything.
They broadcast those shows exactly the way they were broadcasted
That
when
is
they
correct.
originally aired.
That is correct. Yes.
So what are you going to be doing this 4th of July weekend? Anything exciting?
Well, definitely today. I'm going to definitely watch some fireworks tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be at the beach, so I'm excited. And as far as tomorrow, I'm not sure. I don't think I'm coming to your party, though.
Well, I'm going to be serving something very exciting.
What? Well, maybe I will come. What?
Well, okay. Would you drink sewage beer?
Sometimes I do. It depends on where I am.
Well, they've got coconut infused ale. They have pizza flavored beers. And, specialty beers have become more and more popular than
Okay,
ever.
so I'm curious. Why is it that you always have to go to the sewer? Okay, why?
I'm a guy.
I
and
know.
our mind is in the sewer.
Ugh. All right, so tell me about your sewage beer and what's the meaning of it and why is it good for you?
Well, some people find this new beer brew idea out of Oregon a little bit too strange to try. Sewage beer. It's made from purified sewage water.
What's the reason for this?
Well, I'm going to tell you. Now, it's not quite as popular as coconut flavored beer,
I believe that.
but the idea of sewage beer is getting a lot of publicity because what it does is it combines two great concepts: beer,
And sewer.
beer, and recycling.
Recycling.
Recycling,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Okay. That makes a little bit of sense. But the only thing is that why the sewer? Why recycle from the sewer and drink it?
Well, okay. Oregon's Clean Water Services, it's one of the state's water resource management companies.
Okay.
What they're doing is they're allowing a group of home brewers to develop a new flavor of beer using sewage water.
Okay. And so what's the flavor?
Okay, well, you can make whatever flavor you want. I don't think it's going to taste like
Sewer.
urine or poo.
But I'm sure you'd love that because you just love that. But anyway, aside from that, I understand that they're going to use any flavor. But tell us again what the point is to recycle the sewer water?
Yes, it's the project is to demonstrate the possibilities of recycled water.
So they're making the water clean.
They're making
of course.
Yes. See, in Oregon, recycled wastewater hasn't been sanctioned safe for human consumption.
I would think that no water from a sewer would be sanctioned safe.
Well, okay. I'm not sure about that. I believe that in New Jersey we do drink recycled water. I'm not sure. We're going to have to look that up.
From the sewer? Without making it safe?
There is a water filtration now in our town. There's a water filtration plant.
Really?
And they clean the water, and I believe it goes right back into our drinking water. I'm not sure about that.
Please, yes, let's find this out because I'm getting a little nauseous right now.
Okay. Now, as I said, recycled water hasn't been sanctioned as safe for human consumption in Oregon. Instead, it's used for irrigation, industrial processes, and groundwater recharge.
Okay.
So they just put it right back into the ground, and it filters itself again, and then it's brought up from the wells. And,
Wow.
Now,
Very interesting.
Clean Water Services insists that the company has the technology to recycle wastewater into safe drinking water.
Very interesting. You are just amazing. You are. Oh, yeah.
This company's got a lot of convincing to do before the project is going to take off. People are really
So it
not.
actually hasn't been done yet.
No, they're.
All right. So then let me just back up for a minute, okay? Because we just had a little bit of a conversation. You just said that at your party, you were going to be serving sewage beer. And that was your that was your way of twisting me to coming to your party to taste your beer. So okay. Now, obviously, I'm going to go to your party because I wouldn't be disrespectful at all to the invitation. But where's my beer?
Well, I don't have it with me now. I think
He's going to go into the sewer and he's going to make me my own beer. I know it. I know it.
I could take the water out of the toilet. In fact, there was an episode on the hit show Oz where they were making a cup of coffee in the jail cell.
Oh, God.
And they took the water out
From
of the
the toilet.
Yes.
All right. So basically, that's where I'm getting my beer from. You're going to make me a beer from the sewer?
No,
from
I wouldn't
the
do that.
toilet.
I'm going to get some water from a puddle. and
You
I'll
would
use
do
the
that
water.
to me?
No, I'm just going to make the beer. I'm not going to just not
You would,
tell people.
You would make me pour beer? You would make me drink beer from a sewer that's not taken care of
Listen,
and recycled?
anybody who knows you knows no one can make you do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
Anyway, the Clean Water Services plans to have this group of home brewers named the Oregon Brew Crew.
Oh.
They're going to concoct this a tasty beverage from the sewer water.
And so in Heightstown, in our little town, what's our brew crew going to be named?
I don't know. I haven't given it any thought.
We're going to have to do this. The Trend Radio Brew Crew.
But if you see the Oregon Brew Crew and whatever flavor beers they've got concocted, you know where the
It's
ingredients
recycled.
are
Yeah,
coming
it's
from.
sewage beer. I wonder if they're going to make like a coffee beer, coffee sewage beer.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a caffeine kick to it.
Yeah. Keep you awake.
Sure will.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got brows? Aching for an arch? Frame it, fill it, and flaunt it. Say hello to beautiful.
Want your beauty question answered on the air? Email us now from anthonyvincentsalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
Elise, we have a very special guest joining us today.
I know. I'm so excited. We are going to be speaking with Dr. Sarah Timapori from Life is Great Global Foundation. And we came to know about LIG Foundation through our fabulous friend, Dr. Deborah Keegan, who is a member of the board of this amazingly charitable foundation.
Let's do it right now.
Anthony has one really, really important question that he has to ask
I was
you.
just curious, with the youth program, the volunteers, and all the doctors involved. Where does everybody sleep? Are they in tents? Are there hotels? Are they in
I don't think
huts?
there's hotels. I don't think there's hotels where they're
don't
going
think so
sometimes.
either, but I'm just very, very curious about that.
Oh, sure. It's really funny. A lot of people ask that question. The second most common question is, how do you go to the bathroom? And I think that's included in your question, so I'm going to include it.
Yeah,
that
please.
was the
Thank
next
you.
one, by the way.
Which is, really it's fully project dependent. So there are places where we go. Yeah, it's very interesting because healthcare, it goes along, like I said, it goes along side by side with non-medical related issues as well. So, for example, very remote locations, small villages, difficult, mountainous routes, very difficult climates, etc. And sometimes it doesn't. So we've worked in places where we're in very remote villages that have, no electricity, no running water, etc. And in those areas, the accommodations, they can be very difficult. Sometimes we'll sleep at the hospitals in which we've worked. So, for example, we were in one of the poorest districts in one of the poorest states in India where we worked, and truly the only place where we could really stay was in the hospital itself. So we stayed on the hospital grounds, and the patients were in the hospital in the medical wards, and their families camped out on the grounds of the hospital. So they were there cooking over open flames, drying their clothing on the bushes, etc. It was very, very interesting area to work in. And we ate at the hospital. We ate the hospital food, with all of the hospital workers, etc. And that can be very challenging, but, everybody, we focus on staying healthy, et cetera, so that we can do our work as best as possible. There are other locations. So, for example, in the Philippines, the Philippines has tremendous cities, that are big, bustling, buses, taxis, cars, et cetera, but where healthcare access can still be a challenge to the urban poor. So there, in some of those cities where we worked, we were either staying in small hotels or in people's homes. So the communities who welcome us very frequently, they're so kind and they are so, again, giving. It's a two-way street that we'll stay in people's homes and be welcomed into their homes, and the volunteers sort of split up into small groups, and we'll stay in the homes, and sleep whatever accommodations are there. And there may be, flushing toilets, it'll be easier to get water, the families cook, for the volunteers. It's very kind. It's true sharing.
That's amazing.
And then in other places, we may be actually camping in a tent, et cetera, be outside. For example, when we did some work with another organization in the Sudan, and also when we were in Haiti, those were, a lot more difficult, in terms of, where we were staying. So it really does truly vary, and sometimes our volunteers will start in one of the areas where the accommodations and the volunteer experience may be slightly easier, and then they sort of progress and then go to the slightly more challenging places. So it really does vary quite a bit.
And when you're in these remote places, do you often perform surgeries, or are the surgeries only done in the hospitals?
Sure. So, it's very important if we're going to perform any kind of a procedure. We want to make sure that the patients are evaluated beforehand, preferably by the local healthcare community, so that they're available afterwards for any complications or any issues. And we need a facility where we can work safely. And again, by facility, basically we need a protected area, somewhat protected from the elements, that has very basic equipment. And when we definitely like to ensure follow-up with the local healthcare community after we leave, because we don't want any patient to be abandoned, just because we're not there.
Yeah, right.
But again, these facilities, they've varied from being a tent or a simple enclosed area to being a full-fledged medical center, for example, in the Philippines, where the population served has an access issue, but the facilities are there. And again, very frequently we have to bring our own equipment, our own supplies, et cetera.
Does your own equipment also mean perhaps a generator that you may need for maybe equipment during a procedure?
Sure. In some areas where we've worked, we've had to. It's difficult to bring that from here sometimes, but in general, generators are things that we can acquire in the areas in which we work. So the local social community there very frequently will be able to. We work with them to get those types of things done. So electricity, lighting, generator access, et cetera, very important to get set up before we arrive, before the group arrives. So we'll usually have a sort of group that goes there to set those things up. So yes, absolutely. And then the rest, for example, medical equipment, very frequently we'll travel with our own anesthesia machine. We have a portable anesthesia machine. We take it to places where, if we're worried that the anesthesia machine may not be as reliable, and we bring our own.
Cool.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic.
And Americans are probably more uptight about this than I think any other country, but if you're remote in a country, remotely located in a country somewhere, what do you do about, bathing and even sterilization procedures for for a procedure that you might need if you're working in a tent?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. We've looked into all different forms of equipment sterilization. So in some places where we go, there will be, like what we call an autoclave, which is an equipment sterilizer, right, where, we've gone ahead of time and had repairs made, tested it, et cetera. If the local sterilization equipment fails, we have backup chemical sterilization techniques that we can use. And for the volunteers, in terms of bathing and that kind of thing, we do try to make sure that there is a place, whether it's outdoor, indoor, whatever it is, where they can at least have access to basic bathing needs and, keeping ourselves, hygienically safe, et cetera.
Yeah, I'm sure that they would actually go ahead of time to make sure that was all done.
Maybe it's going into a stream and rubbing yourself with the sand from a stream.
Whatever they do, what they're doing is so incredible. It's amazing. We cannot thank you enough for that.
Anthony and Elise, if I could just mention one trip that's coming up. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. We're very, very happy to be able to do this work. Ironically, working within the United States is very challenging, because of all of the liability and legal issues that exist here in this country. Many of our volunteers after Hurricane Sandy were just tremendously driven to try to help out as much as possible. There were quite a few people who were trapped in their houses, didn't have access to their medication, et cetera. And we had groups of people who were ready to go house to house and just administer any kind of, care that could be needed. But, we had a lot of barriers in terms of, legal issues, liability issues, and sort of thwarted us at every turn. So this has been a tremendous challenge for our organization because, we don't only want to center outside of the United States. There's tremendous need within the United States for medical care as well. So we're really excited because this July, we're going to be doing a big project in collaboration with a medical group in Chicago that has been working with the Blackfeet Nation and the Indian Health Services. So we'll be going to Montana to do some work there with women's health and primary care, as well as some civic projects there with the school. And we're really, really excited because that is an area, a group of people that is in great need of medical care as well. So that's a very exciting project that's coming up within a month. So I just did want to mention that.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Yeah. We absolutely we are so thrilled that you took the time out of your busy schedule with everything that you do to speak with us.
Yes, thank you very, very much for your time today.
And you know what,
again, Anthony, just thank you so much for inviting us. I'll tell you one thing is for sure, and I know Dr. Keegan is exactly the same. We can speak about LIG all day long with minimal invitation, so we do appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely, and you'll be back again. We definitely want you back again. But beyond that, please give your website and your email, whatever it is, where anybody can contact you and get more information so that they can reach out to you.
Or if anyone would like to contribute, where they can reach you to contribute.
Absolutely.
Oh, sure. Thank you. The website is www.ligglobal.org. And right there on the website, on the home page, is the ability to make any donation at any time. We do take PayPal as well. And there's also the ability to make a little comment on there if there's any particular project that you're interested in. And our website is currently undergoing major design changes as well, so we're trying to make it even more user-friendly and get to the content as quickly as possible. We're sort of beefing up our blog. So hopefully that will be getting even better as the next couple of weeks go by. And all of our contact information is there.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you again so much for your time. And this interview is probably one of
our most important.
Yeah, that's what I was about. You took the words out of my mouth, like you always do.
Of course, I always do. Yeah, it's definitely one of our most important that we can't wait to share.
Absolutely.
Well,
thank you again.
to both of you. I can't wait. I hope I get to meet you sometime in person.
Oh, don't worry, you
I'm
will.
really glad that the call worked out. Thank you.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, it did, and I'm hoping that we could meet at that gala coming up.
We would love
Absolutely. Oh, we would love to. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I think it would be great too. We're going to talk to Dr. Keegan about that.
to. We are.
Great. Fantastic.
Have a fabulous, fabulous day.
Oh, thank you. You too.
It was
Take
a
care
pleasure.
now.
It was a pleasure talking with you.
Bye.
Pleasure as well.
Bye now.
Bye.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
And now for the fun facts on finance
From a feminine point of view, our very own Dina Cobran.
of DC Alexander Wealth Management. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning. Dina, what about the nervous people that are nervous for their safety with banks? Are they better off buying CDs?
Well, they think they are, right?
I think some of them do think that, but
Mostly, I would say people who are much, much older who used to get the CD rates that were much better in the early, mid 80s that are still in CDs and they're just waiting and waiting and waiting for these rates to come back up.
how do CDs even work now?
Well, they work the same way they've always worked, but they're just not paying any interest. And so they're paying, 1-2% interest, which isn't even keeping up with inflation.
So that's not a good idea.
Well, it's not good because you just can't buy. The purchasing power is gone. So in the 80s, well, since 1990, CD rates have continuously gone on a downslope.
I have a story about CDs, and at one time for me, they were the best investment that I could make. And I believe the rates were like 13% or maybe even higher. And I was saving every nickel that I could and buying CDs and getting this tremendous rate. Mm-hmm. And I saved enough money, and with the interest as high as it was at the time, I was a young man. I wound up cashing them in, and I bought myself a Corvette. It was my very, very first sports car. And I look now at CD rates, and every time I go into the bank, the teller's asking me, "Hey, have you looked at our CD rates? They're really good." And I look up on the board and I laugh at them.
Right.
They're like less than 2%.
Right.
And it cracks me up because I look at all of the big, tall buildings in New York and in Florida and any skyscraper, and there's a bank's name at the top of that building.
Always.
Yep. And that's how they make money. But the problem is, people are still probably buying a lot of CDs because they just let them roll over. But the problem is, we have a lot of people that are young, old today that don't want to take the risk, and they're staying in the bank with their money. A lot of cash is earning, a terrible rate of interest, and they're too scared to make a move. And I know tons of people, tons of people who fit that bill.
Yes.
Exactly. And they have long-term needs. They have long-term objectives. And there's even people that are retired today that, are pulling money from their bank to live off of. And they're really worried about, I'm going to run out of money. I have this money in the bank, and what do I do? Well, they need to get a professional like me or somebody else that they know to work with to help them with this, because you just can't keep your money in a CD hoping the rate's going to go up, because I don't see that in the foreseeable future.
Well, it hasn't in so long.
Oh,
so-
it's, yeah, since 1990. I mean,
yeah,
you know.
it hasn't done that. So
it's what's secure about it is, yes, is it FDIC insured? And yes, it's FDIC insured up to $250,000 per CD. That's a lot of money. But what you're getting for that insurance isn't enough money to pay your bills or to live. So you are forced to go outside of your comfort zone, and we can help with that.
I feel very comfortable with you.
Well, thank you.
that's why she's here.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
we feel comfortable with you.
Exactly. But what we need to do is we need to get our listeners to feel more comfortable and to actually make that call and make that next step to just look at other ideas and other suggestions.
So that you can have a wonderful future. Tina, why don't you give some information then so they can reach you?
Okay, sounds good. Well, you can check out my website at dc-alexander.com. And if you'd like to request our big threats to a secure retirement free white paper to read about different ideas, you can request it there.
Or you can even request it with us at trendradio920@gmail.com. We'll forward your information to Dina, and she'll be in touch.
I read the white paper, the 5 big threats to a secure retirement. You really do need to read this. Packed full of information, and you will ask yourself questions, and you really need to call Dina and discuss your retirement with her.
Do it today. You'll be glad you did.
Thank you.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group Incorporated, member FINRA/SIPC. DC Alexander Wealth Management is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group Incorporated. 2346 Route 33, Suite 307, Robbinsville, New Jersey 08691. Phone number 609-945-7330.
I'm Anthony Vincent of Anthony Vincent Salon. Time for another fun and fabulous beauty tip with our tip chick. And here she is.
Got lips? Want that perfect pout? Find the hue that's right for you. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Shape, stain, and shimmer. Same shade. Say hello to beautiful.
Email us now from AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Remember, for the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Call us now at 609-448-2212. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, so you're not going to be drinking any beer.
I would drink some beer. If you give me a beer, I'll drink it.
Okay. What about some deadly drugs that are totally legal?
You want to kill me?
Never.
Then why would you say that?
Sometimes I feel like it, but never really, ever.
So then why are you talking about deadly drugs?
Well, when you hear the word deadly drugs, you're probably thinking of things like crack and heroin.
No. Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I don't do crack or heroin like you, but, but, I mean, I really don't do drugs. So, I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you looking at me like that?
So you don't do drugs. So you've never taken a painkiller, an aspirin, anxiety medication?
I have taken a painkiller, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, when I slammed my face into a brick wall, there was
That's
nothing
right,
I could do.
You lost all them teeth.
Oh, stop it. But yeah, I was in a lot of pain.
Of course.
But anyway, I've taken some medications that the doctor has prescribed, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So,
but never in deadly doses. No, I've never done crack.
Okay. So
don't say or about anything else, but I've never done crack.
Okay. So then it may or may not surprise you to know that common, everyday controlled substances claim far more lives than any street drug.
Oh, no,
Like
I believe
crack or
that.
heroin.
I believe that because people who have access to a full prescription, let's take this situation for a minute. You have tremendous anxiety or depression. Your doctor prescribes something for you.
Yes, I do every Saturday morning.
Oh, my God. I'm not speaking about you. I'm speaking about the vernacular you.
That's what I was talking about.
Yes.
I was talking about Vinny, the vernacular.
Okay, well, the vernacular person does not have stress from being with me on Saturday morning. But anyway, you're going to get it. That's what I'm going to say. You're going to get it bad. But anyway, aside from that, the vernacular. All right?
Vinny.
Yeah. Vinny has stress. Vinny goes to see his doctor. The doctor prescribes something for his anxiety and depression. Vinny can't take it anymore. The medication's not working. So Vinny does a double dose. Vinny does a triple dose. Vinny just takes his bottle of pills. Vinny can die from that. That's what makes it deadly, because he has so many and he has access to them.
You are absolutely correct.
Of
You're
course
so
I am.
smart. You amaze me every day. According to the data from the United States Centers for
gets so
Disease
excited about little
Control
things.
and Prevention, there were more deaths in 2011 from legally controlled substances than from illegal drugs.
Wow.
Yes.
You see? And there you have it. You learned this right here on Trend Radio.
Prescription pain medication related deaths were estimated at almost 17,000 deaths.
Wow. How sad is that? And the thing is that the people that are doing this, unfortunately, are taking their lives. They really are ill. They really do have illnesses. That's so sad. How do you take, what are they doing about it?
Nothing. They just keep prescribing more.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Now, cocaine related deaths, what do you think?
I don't know about now, but I know in the 80s. I know in the 80s there was quite some, there was something going on there.
Well,
And the 90s.
cocaine related deaths, 4,600
Oh, wow.
in 2011.
In 2011. But I'm talking about the 80s.
Well, this study was done
Okay.
for 2011.
Okay.
Now, okay. Deaths from heroin,
I'm sure a lot.
4,300.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we are about half the number of deaths from cocaine and heroin than from legally prescribed prescription medications. And
That's
something.
very interesting. Yeah.
You know, although, now, I'm not sure about this. The deadliest of them all is tobacco. I don't know that tobacco is drug.
Yes, they say that it is actually, and it does do something to you. The nicotine in there and the tobacco, absolutely, it does something to you, and it makes it so that you feel you need it. You want it, you need it, it becomes a habit, and it's something that people absolutely have to have. They wake up in the morning, they have to have their cigarette. They have their break in the morning, they're on their way to work, they have their coffee, they have their cigarette. They have their lunch, they have their cigarette. They need their cigarette.
They have sex. They have a cigarette after sex.
All the time.
Yeah. I dated a girl who had a cigarette during.
Yeah, that must have been lovely. She must have been looking at the ceiling also saying, beige. I think I'll paint the ceiling beige. Aside from that, though, I believe that it is. Tobacco is a drug.
It is. Well, okay, it is. I know that they add stuff to the tobacco.
Yes.
And they say that of all the deaths in the U.S. each year, 1 in every 5 deaths is related to cigarette smoking.
Wow.
Yeah, this is according to the CDC data. How many deaths do you think a year related to tobacco?
I can't even imagine, but I know personally people who've died from smoking. And it's just one of the worst things that you can do for yourself.
480,000 deaths. 1,000! If you combined all of the deaths from motor vehicle accidents, murders, and drug overdoses, that number is still less than the deaths from tobacco-related causes.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And you know what the craziest thing is that people know this. The information is out there. People know this. People who smoke know this. I know I used to smoke as well. And people know this. The cancers that you can get from smoking, the illnesses, the carcinogens from smoking, it's amazing. And people are aware of it and still do it. And that's what makes it a drug.
Well, that's right. But there has been a decline in smoking these last few years.
Yes, because now they're vaping.
That, and also, mandatory warning labels, campaigns to increase the education on hazards, public
and
smoking
another thing,
bans.
yes, I was going to say the bans. They've banned them at restaurants. They've banned them at outdoor restaurants. They've banned them just all over the place. You can't smoke on any hospital ground. You can't smoke in parking lots. You can get a ticket. You know, it is amazing because, you know, you say, you know, this is freedom, but it's really not freedom because there's secondhand smoking that you're passing along and you're putting the smoking and the carcinogens out in the air. So that's why people, you know, it's being banned everywhere.
But it's not being banned from production.
No, it's not.
It's all about tobacco product taxation, all about the money.
And the money is amazing because the price for cigarettes has gone up tremendously. And
it's the taxes.
I know, and the taxes also. But I'm just saying, just a regular pack of cigarettes. I mean, it's like $10 to buy a pack of cigarettes. Do that twice a day.
Amazing.
People smoke a pack to 2 a day.
And, you know, tobacco will never be banned from production because the country just makes too much money.
Think about this for just a minute.
The politicians are bought off, the special interest groups. And when I say bought off, nothing illegal, but it should be. They contribute to their campaigns. They contribute to their causes. So,
but take an average person. Excuse me. I know I'm interrupting you as I always do. But take an average person spending $70 to $140 weekly. $70 to $140 weekly on cigarettes. That's an astronomical amount of money. That's one hell of a car payment.
Absolutely.
That's a nice little condo payment too. You know, I mean, think about this for a minute.
But you're having some trouble, economically in your life. Man, cut out the cigarettes. Half of your problems go away. You have the extra money to get yourself out of debt.
And believe it or not, people think that smoking keeps you thin. It really doesn't. It makes you hungry. You want to eat something and you don't even taste what you're eating because your taste buds are all messed up from the smoking.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've never been a smoker, so.
I'm just saying. I know. I mean, I smoked for a few years, and so I know that it can change your taste buds.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus, you smell like an ashtray.
Yep. Alcohol is another one.
Okay, don't talk to me about alcohol. I love a little alcohol here and there. You know how I feel about vodka and red wine. Mm-hmm. But I don't abuse
drink them
it.
Together.
I do not.
You chase the red wine.
I do not do
with
that.
A shot of vodka.
I do not. I don't even do shots.
Oh. Well, alcohol not only hurts the drinker, it's responsible for even more deaths to others.
Well, that is true. And you know the reason why for that.
Mm-hmm. 88,000 deaths per year.
It is so sad when somebody gets into a car completely drunk and drives. It's like holding a loaded gun and shooting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
When I was a little younger, a child, I heard stories of people that I know, clients, who would get drunk in high school, and they would be blasted. They'd have one eye on the center line in the road driving to get themselves home. They'd be pulled over by the cops, and the cops didn't really do much. It's like, because it wasn't a big deal. And they would either tell them to put their car on the side of the road to park it, and they would give them a ride home, or they would follow them home. Not a big deal until MAD
I was just about to say Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Mm-hmm. Yes, I think that came, I don't know exactly when that came out, but I do remember in the early 80s, there was a very bad car accident. And a girl was unfortunately killed right in Hightstown. Mm-hmm. And I remember it blowing up beyond at that time. And it was so sad. A guy left a bar. He ran a stop sign and hit the car. And, the people in it, unfortunately, one of them died, one of them was injured. And our town was really never the same.
Well, I understand that. But getting back, for me, it's all about the money generated. A few years ago, they changed the limit, the alcohol limit. It was 1.0, I believe.
You know what? I honestly don't know because to be perfectly honest, I don't drink enough to ever have to worry about something like that. And if I actually did have a drink, I'm always with somebody who doesn't drink, who's driving.
I very seldom drink. If I do, it's only one.
Right, me too. Two is the limit.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to keep you from going to the third or fourth. Right.
Stop
I've
that.
been there.
I am not a bad drinker. I actually haven't had a drink in months. You know that.
Yes, I know that. Stu, the alcohol limit used to be, was it 1.0 or 0.10? You don't recall either.
He doesn't know, and you don't know.
Well, he's not
and
old enough to drink.
I don't know, and we just don't know.
Well, whatever it is, they changed it to 0.8 as opposed to the 1.0. So what you could drink a year or two ago, now you would be considered drunk because they lowered the threshold. Because I believe it's all about the money. Because if you've ever been pulled over for drunk driving or know anyone that has and was convicted, it will cost you thousands of dollars.
I don't thankfully know anybody.
I do.
And I thankfully never put myself in that situation.
Thousands of dollars to the state, thousands of dollars to the attorney,
and you
thousands
lose your
of
license.
dollars to the insurance companies. You do lose your license. But something that I learned, and I don't know if it's all through the state of New Jersey or just in our town, if you do get convicted of drunk driving and your license is taken away, you can drive a tractor to work, a farm tractor.
Are you kidding me?
I heard this. We're going to have to look it up.
Oh my gosh, we're going to have
because there is no license for farm equipment.
Okay, well, I just have to say this one thing. I really want to drive one just for the fun of it. Let's do that one day.
We'll do that.
Yeah,
we'll
do that one day just because that would be fun. But I don't want to drive on the highway on the tractor. But I just think driving a tractor would be just a lot of fun.
You know, we know Heights, the people from Heights Farm Equipment will go hop on a tractor.
We need to do that.
Tractor for a test drive.
Oh, that would be fun.
Or we can go to the John Deere place, take a tractor. Or we can go to the Porsche place and test drive a
You told me we were going to
turbo.
do that. You told me we were going to do that. Yeah, I really do want to do that.
You know what we'll do? We'll go for that test drive and we'll interview the Porsche salesman.
Perfect.
While
we're driving. While I'm driving.
Fine.
I'm going to drive, okay?
Okay. You got it. Anyway, kind of getting off the subject over here, but prescription pain medication.
What about it? You're back on this?
Yeah. And then we're done.
Oh, I don't ever want to be done.
Well, back in 1999, opioid-based prescription pain medication really has been linked to a lot of deaths by overdose. And it usually involves more than one type of drug.
Yes. Well, that's when the mixing comes in.
That's
and
right.
The cocktails.
Yes, you said that earlier.
Yes, but the cocktails, people think when they're taking, especially opiates, they think it doesn't matter. I'm being prescribed this, and this. But there's a specific cocktail that the doctor prescribes because of your chemical reaction and the person and what the doctor, there's a specific chemical balance with these cocktails. The doctor prescribes certain medications to go along with what's wrong with you, with what the doctor considers to be wrong with you, and to what your chemical base is. So therefore, you're taking, a little bit from A, a little bit from B, and a little bit from C, and then unfortunately, you're taking a little bit from D, E, and F, and making your own cocktail. And people die that way.
Yes, they do. So, and really, the data from 2011 shows a really high correlation between the prescription pain medication overdose and anti-anxiety medication.
And it's usually the people that have depression and anxiety that are doing this little cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff today.
That's right. Don't touch that dial. We will be right back with more good stuff.
Yep.
Need a salon that's about the whole you? Precision haircuts, flawless makeup, impeccable nails, top-rated professional hair products. Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a hairstylist who has his finger on the pulse of all the latest trends? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for a dependable salon with over 35 years in the industry? Anthony Vincent Salon. Looking for New York City and internationally trained stylists that will create the perfect look for you? Anthony Vincent Salon. Shine brightly while walking down the aisle. Anthony Vincent Salon. For longer, thicker, beautiful hair extensions, Anthony Vincent Salon. Incredible makeup applications for weddings, proms, or any special occasions. Anthony Vincent Salon. Have dry, brittle summer hair? Get a hot shot. Anthony Vincent Salon. Before you put a ring on it, manicure it. Anthony Vincent Salon. Your image is their specialty. For the 150,000 hairs on your head, there's only one choice. Anthony Vincent Salon. For a more beautiful you, call now 609-448-2212 and follow them on Twitter.
Well, I still can't get over the 21 times a month thing.
Okay, enough.
All right. Anyway, do you know that thinking about your partner or that 21 times a month may boost your mood?
Yes, I believe that.
Yeah.
When you have thoughts, especially about something that you love or like, your mood is boosted.
That's right.
Yes. So, I mean, that's an amazing thing. It's very interesting, especially when you're not feeling well. When you're not feeling well and you think about things that make you feel happy, lovely thoughts, and especially about your partner, good things about your partner, you have an overall calm and an overall sensation that fills your body.
That's right. When you're feeling down or stressed out, and that low energy that you have can really do more harm than good for your sex life.
It could do more harm than good for your life at all. And so
not just sex.
Yes, not just sex. It's not only about that. It's about the overall you. And that's what the power of positive thoughts and love. Yeah.
Power of love.
Yes, the power of love. But the power of positive thoughts and positive thinking can do for you.
Well, that's what we're all about.
Oh, we're always about positivity.
We live our lives that way.
Yes, I exude positivity all the time just because I know that it's the way to be and the way to live. Mm-hmm. And it's the law of attraction.
Yes, it is.
So what you give, you get, typically. Usually.
That's right.
I hope so. I try.
Well, so then what I'm about to talk about.
I do.
That one study that suggests there's an easy way to put your blue mood in check and give you the energy and a nice boost.
And tell us all about this.
Well, you simply think about your partner.
And that's only if you love your partner. That's only if you love your partner. Because if you don't, because I've heard some pretty awful stories when we're sitting there doing some hair and nails. Mm-hmm. And if you don't love your partner, don't think about your partner. Think about something positive.
Something positive that you love.
Yes, but if you do love your partner, think about your partner and your partner's good, assets and attributes and wonderful things that make you smile.
Yeah, there's a few things that make me smile.
Okay. Well, we don't need to know about those right now. Let's talk about what the study says, though.
All right. Researchers from the University of Western Ontario reached this conclusion by measuring blood sugar levels of 183 participants before and after they thought about their current partner.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So what were the findings?
Well, they found that blood sugar went up when they thought about their honey bunny.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what happens when they didn't?
Okay.
Their blood sugar went down?
Well, that's right. When they thought about something neutral
or negative,
or their morning routine or negative, their blood sugar took a slight dip.
Really? Mm-hmm. How interesting is that?
Yeah. That quick spike in blood sugar, that's a sign of stress. But previous studies to this have shown that it also jumps when people think about a romantic partner.
Okay, so it jumps in a good way?
It jumps in a good way.
Okay.
Right. This is a positive type of stress, and it's called Estrés. It's a term. Am I saying it right?
Eustress.
Eustress.
Yes.
You stress, we all stress.
Eustress. Yes. And that's with an E. Yeah, the E is silent.
Ah, you're such a good reader. I am telling you, Well, anyway, this eustress, that gives you a little physical and mental rush. And it's been thought previously that this effect wears off after the honeymoon phase. But this Canadian research found that it also applies to couples who have been together for long periods of time.
Well, listen to this. If you think about your love or, your partner or whatever, on the day that you met, bring yourself back to that moment. Remember the feelings. Remember the moment that you laid eyes on her or him. Remember the tingling sensation. Remember all of that little love spark, that whatever that was. Bring yourself there for just a moment. And then for those of us who have a lengthy relationship, just remember lovely moments throughout your relationship, throughout the time that you're together. And just think about those lovely thoughts and what it's going to do for you. It's a lovely thing. And you just feel so great about that. Of course, there's the fighting, but sometimes we all fight. We all have little things here and there.
And we laugh about the fights and
we let them go. Because after all, what's most important is that we move along together in a positive way.
Yes, we do. So get in the right frame of mind. You'll be glad you did.
Absolutely.
You've been listening to Trend Radio, where we talk about what's hot and what's not every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Learn and laugh with us anytime, any place. Go right to our website, AnthonyVincentSalon.com. Click away and listen today.
And if you have a topic of interest that you want us to talk about, or you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us now at trendradio920@gmail.com. You'll be glad you did.
Remember, your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card.
And how you make people feel, that becomes your trademark.
I'm Anthony Vincent.
And I'm Elise.
We'll talk to you next week.
Bye for now.